In today's video, we're going to talk about how I operate my real estate investing business. The reason why I'm going to go over this today is because I get a lot of people who contact me on Instagram, on Facebook, and even here on YouTube. They ask, hey, should I set up an LLC or should I set up some type of entity for my business, or should I operate as a sole proprietor? So I wanted to cover that for you today and get into a little bit of detail on how I do it for my real estate investing business. All that and more coming right up. Hey everybody, it's Jamel Gibbs with the REI Education Academy, helping you close deals consistently in your real estate investing business. Today, we're gonna talk about what entities I use in my real estate investing business. Now, before we jump into any of this, I wanna be clear, I'm not an attorney. I'm not an accountant. Seek information from your attorney. Seek information from your accountant before you decide to make a decision on something like this. I'm just telling you what I do. All right, so moving forward, when I first started in the business back in 2002, I started off as a sole proprietor, and I operated that way for the first 3 years in business. What I didn't realize is that although I can start business and start getting checks right away, unfortunately, I didn't get the same tax benefits that I have now. And I also didn't get the same level of protection that I have now. So should you operate as a sole proprietor is the question. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write sole proprietor on the board here, and then we're gonna talk about it a little bit. So as I've mentioned, unfortunately, when you operate as a sole proprietor, you're not necessarily protected, and you don't get the same tax benefits as you would when you operate under a real estate business or any type of business for that matter. The beautiful part, or the benefit, I don't even want to say beautiful, the benefit of operating under a sole proprietor is it's free, right? Because you're operating under your own personal name. But even though it's free up front, it will cost you a lot on the back when you go to do your taxes, trust me. All right, so that's why I personally like to operate as an LLC. Now, this is my personal favorite way of operating my businesses. Now, obviously, you have S Corps and you have C Corps and you have all of these other types of entities that your tax professional or your accountant can tell you about. But I personally like to operate under an LLC. There's also tax benefits when you actually own a business, and an LLC is considered to be a business. And the reason why investors go after LLCs over S Corps and C Corps is because of the level of flexibility that you have. You don't have to have annual meetings and things like that when you own an LLC. And if you own a C Corp and an S Corp, that can differ. But if you're operating your business as a buy and hold real estate business, then I personally would operate under a trust. And I'm gonna explain to you how to use both of these, the LLC and the trust, together for the ultimate level of protection for yourself. And you can talk to your attorneys and accountants about this as well. First, what I'm gonna do is share with you how to set up an LLC. Then we're gonna talk about how to use both of these to work together. Personally, I will not operate as a sole proprietor at all. You don't get any tax benefits again, and you don't get any protection with it. Operating under an LLC is much better. You get the tax benefits because you're a business, and you get the level of protection as well. But you can solidify that protection by using a trust along with the LLC. So how do you go about setting up an LLC? Let me just write it right here. I'm just gonna draw a line. So let's just say setup right here. Well, the first thing that you want to do is you want to contact the Department of Revenue in your local area. So Department of Revenue. At least that's how we do it here in North Carolina. There's also certain websites that you can go to get an LLC set up as well. But on average, you're going to spend, if you're in New York, you might spend $500. If you're in California, it might be somewhere in the neighborhood of $800 to $1,000. If you're in, let's say, Pennsylvania, it might be as little as $50. Here in North Carolina, it's like $150, and then the renewal fee is like $250 a year or something like that, right? So that's how much it costs to get an LLC set up. But you would contact your local Department of Revenue to get everything set up properly, what paperwork you need in order to get your entity set up. The next thing you want to do is check their website to see if the name that you're looking for is taken or if it is available for you. So let me just write that on the board here. So first thing you want to do is contact the Department of Revenue, but then you want to see if the name is available. I know here in North Carolina, they allow you to search their database to make sure that the name you're looking for is available. All right. The next thing you want to do is get the forms that you need in order to set things up. So let me just write that down. Fill those out. See if you can do a same-day service, or even if you do it online. Some areas allow you to do it online. Get the forms filled out, pay your fee, and get your LLC set up. After you file the paperwork, which is the forms, the next thing you want to do is you want to contact the IRS and file for an EIN number. Now, basically, an EIN number is an employer's identification number. It's kind of like a social security number for your business. And that basically lets the IRS know that you're going to be a tax-paying business, and they'll supply you with this number so you can operate your business from that point forward. After you file your EIN number, the next thing you want to do is open up a business bank account. Now, the reason why you want to open up a business bank account is because you cannot cash checks that are written out to your business under your personal name. That's called commingling, and that's illegal. You don't want to do that. All right, so you want to set up a business bank account, and then you can funnel from your business bank account into your personal account. Again, talk to your accountants and attorneys on how to do that. So let me just write that down. So you definitely want to open up a business bank account under your business name, not your personal name. Another thing I recommend is getting a bookkeeper. Now, for the first 6 or 7 years that I've done business as a real estate investor, I did not hire a bookkeeper. I cannot tell you how invaluable having a bookkeeper is. These days, I have 2 teams of bookkeepers. I have one for my real estate business, and then I have one for my education platform. If you just follow these steps, you can get this done. It literally takes less than an hour to get all of this done, and you can get it done yourself. I would personally operate as an LLC if you're doing wholesaling. All right, this is the perfect way to operate your business. It provides you with everything that you need, and you can do deals with ease. All right, if you're gonna do buy and hold or rehabbing, I'm gonna recommend that you operate as a trust. So whenever I purchase a property, let's just say I purchase 123 Main Street. I'm basically setting up 123 Main Street Trust. And I'm gonna purchase that property under 123 Main Street Trust. Let me explain to you exactly how I do this. There's multiple levels to this. I'm gonna write these levels down. So you have what's called the beneficiary of the trust. You have a personal representative of the trust, and then that all funnels into the trust itself. So the way that I operate, I put myself and my family members that I want on the trust. So for me, it'll be my wife, myself, my kids. We go as beneficiaries under the trust, okay? And then we set up an LLC which controls the trust. You follow? So we have the beneficiary, which is us, right? We hire my company, which is the LLC, as the personal representative of the trust. Let me just write the trust down right here. Okay? So the way this works is this. The reason why we set up an LLC is because, again, we have that level of protection. And on top of that, because we own the LLC, who controls the trust, we're in control of the entire property. We don't own the property. The trust owns the property. We are in control of the entity, the LLC, that controls the trust, that's in charge of the trust. So the LLC has the say-so of what happens in the trust. The reason why it has the say-so is because it's the personal representative of the trust. You follow? So if my LLC is in charge of basically the shot caller of the trust, then I control the trust that owns the property as well. That's how we purchase all of our buy and hold properties. That's how we purchase all of our rehabs as well. And in my opinion, it's the best way to set up with the highest level of protection for your real estate investing business. Be sure to tell everybody you know about this video who is looking to get started in the real estate business. Like my video, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, share this video with everybody you know, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.